evening, everyone. This is Henry Gamble with SimplerOptions.com, and in tonight's free video I just wanted to give you a trio of tickers that I think look the best for performance in the weeks and months ahead. I think coming in and trying to pick a direction on the S&Ps and really saying that this is the place to buy them or this is the place to short them has been a tough game. So instead of feeling forced to pick direction, I just say, let's drop down into individual names and see which of these really stand out the best. Now, what I had on my charts as we started the day was Pfizer. As you look at this one, I cannot say that it has been the easiest ticker all year long, and another comment that I have made to it is that it may be a little bit more of a stock trader's product because it's fairly low priced, and the way that it's been moving has not been easy or terribly accommodating for options traders. However, if you're willing to sell puts and potentially take assignment or a wealth of other strategies that will benefit from long-term upward price action, what I'm looking for is that what we saw back here is essentially what we see right through here. It took some time, and obviously the big flush that we had in August put a little bit of a dampener on that, but the weekly squeeze is back in action, and I think it is looking much, much better. Another is Domino's. Not nearly as popular, and maybe not, not, that's about sums it up, as it's not that popular, but sometimes that's great. Now, when I look at this weekly chart, you could argue that it's getting a little lofty, okay. But same thing, I do my very best with trading to not overthink things and instead just step back and say, here's my signal, here was the result. Here's my signal, and I've got another pattern that is setting up very similarly. So I like that weekly squeeze quite a bit. The daily chart is a bit more mixed, as you can see from these moving averages. Two things to do here. If you are aggressive and you really are okay taking heat and getting into these a bit early, well then I think you can go ahead and buy the daily chart now, and ideally you'll be positioned for this daily squeeze also. However, if you prefer to be a little bit more conservative, just wait for confirmation from the daily chart. Look to this and say, does this stock truly want to, get up through this little bit of a range here? Let it pop up into 115, confirm the bullish signal off the daily chart, then you'll be able to come in and buy the weekly. And while you're not going to get as good of a price, I think you'll have a little bit more conviction in the trend and then look and play it up into new highs. The last one that I'll leave you with is a lot more popular, and we've got a nice fresh signal forming on this one too, and that's from Netflix. So when Netflix just came out with earnings, I was looking for a little bit more sideways trade between 95 and 100. As it works out, it's been very resilient, and when you step back to the weekly chart, this I think is going to be a big signal. So I love following the squeeze. It's a big foundation of what I have learned from John, but I love finding situations where traders that may not follow the squeeze are going to see this big weekly wedge. Generally speaking, these types of patterns will resolve in the direction of the trend that led them there, and I think that's another really great looking squeeze provided Netflix continues to hold 95. So a couple of things to look at. Hopefully it'll give you guys some long-term perspective on places to get positioned. I hope it helps, and I hope to see you at the next free video.